So welcome to episode 5 of season 2 of Pointless Stories with Karshan FS. We were doing our travel guide. We weren't done yet, so let's get back to where we were, right?
Yep, so we need to do this, man. I don't know how soon it'll be possible.
Mm-hmm.
For me, realistically, not until later this year or next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the earliest I could make it happen.
Yeah.
But I would probably start with traveling here. Quebec is a place I want to travel in as well. And
Quebec.
For the moment, it's more accessible as well, and it's more I can go there anytime I want. It's right here.
Yeah.
So that will probably be the place I start with when I'm out there exploring.
Yeah.
But then I would like to go to France next year. Hopefully. I don't know though, man. There's a lot to plan.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, do you know the Summer Olympics is in France this year? So.
You're kidding, no way.
Yeah, I've been getting a few, hospitality package invites, and they're pretty reasonable. It's 600 euros for all inclusive. One day only, but everything included 600 euros. Hotel, hotel, one event, and that's it. But 600 euros is decent.
Yeah, for sure, man. Man, you just reminded me of something. One of the big reasons. One of the big reasons I wanted to go there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
We listed some of the big ones, the architecture, the language, obviously. A couple other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else was there? Midnight in Paris itself.
Yeah.
And among them, I forgot one thing, which was I forgot it. The French Open, man.
Oh, the French Open.
No?
Yeah, dude. No, we have to do that.
Yeah, the Roland Garros.
Roland Garros. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's such a classic, and I don't know, it's just something we've grown up on.
I wish we could have watched it when Rafa was around, but
exactly, man, because they love him there, and he's always the one who's predicted to win.
Yeah.
And he would always win, man. He was if you ever. There's a time when I would follow sports betting odds pretty closely.
Why?
It's honestly everywhere in Australia, man. If you're in they really need to change laws around that, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of everywhere. You just see gambling ads everywhere, and sports betting is just everywhere. All of the major brokers are just one click away, and you can start placing bets.
Right.
So I remember, man, when if Nadal was in the final in the French Open,
yeah,
the odds on him would be 1.1.
Oh man. Useless. Yeah.
Which is just crazy. Which means you would if you put in $1,000, you would get what 100 back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you lost, you would lose 1,000.
Yeah.
It's it's just the tiniest return, because it was just so sure that he was going to win.
Yeah.
That the bookies would just set the odds at that low, the odds of him losing at that low.
Almost impossible. But I'd love to do I was thinking of tennis recently, because I was thinking of rich people sports to pick up, skiing,
tennis and golf come to mind.
Yeah, skiing, horse jumping, all that bullshit. So
yeah, skiing as well.
in the next part of my life, I want to be doing just rich people shit. You know, I don't want to play football.
Yeah, that'd be dope, honestly, because especially something like golf. Even thank you. Sorry about that, man. This place, I forgot it's like it's a Saturday, right? So it's just, there's mad people out here.
No, it's alright.
I'm just heading out.
But, yeah.
Apologies. Sorry.
Golfing sounds nice as well.
Sorry, man. What was that?
Golfing sounds nice, but there's not too many places that do golf, you know? It's not a very international sport. I don't think it's very common. Like a golf course takes a lot of effort to build, you know?
No, that's exactly why, man. I think, it's why it's a rich people sport. You have to have so much money to, like, maintain a golf course.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I forgot to mention when we talked about Dukan, like, all the things it had to offer. They also had a massive fucking golf course, man. Like,
true.
And they had, like, major events there, Like, they would have, like international golf players come and play in Dukan.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, a lot of people, like even middle-aged dudes, they were at that age even, and like sure they're no longer have the physique for like say tennis or just more like physically demanding sports.
Yeah.
But even if they're like say 50, right, they can still play golf because they're like
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's not, like, very exertive,
Yeah. I'd love to do it. I'd love to be an old man that plays golf on, work days.
Yeah, man. It's, and in France, man, tennis is, like, big, so you can always just, like, if we move there, like, next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Play tennis with the boys and, even play it just, like, recreationally.
Yeah.
It's
I want to hear your Sharapova scream when you play tennis.
Oh, dude, I couldn't, man. Not anymore.
Yeah, I'm joking. I don't actually want to hear it. It's pretty terrifying.
100%, man. It was pretty terrifying from the Sharapova herself, so mine was even worse.
Yeah, true. But I'm surprised how we got back to sport, but are we missing anything? Like I know we did Europe, we did the West, I don't want to travel to Africa, I don't want to do Asia, don't want to do what else? I don't want to, like I'd love to do an island, but I don't want to do, temperate climates, to be honest. I don't want to sweat.
I feel you, man. I feel that.
I want to do a mountain region, but like, not, I don't know. I feel like just for shits and giggles, I should do, Mongolia, because nobody goes there. But maybe one of the
That'd be
stands.
interesting, Joe.
Yeah. Maybe one of the stands, though, like Tajikistan, something like that. Just for fun.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Kazakhstan.
Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, former Soviet stans, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, why not? Like I've heard interesting things about these places, and Mongolia. It's funny you mentioned because, man, the Mongols were like as an empire, man, they were an exception to every rule.
Exactly.
Like they like truly like were like conquerors,
Yeah.
And man, this is like it's a messed up fact, but it is true that
Genghis Khan is related to
Yeah, Genghis Khan. You know about this already?
Yeah. I wondered.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, it's true, man.
Well, 1 in 10 people.
I don't know what the percentage was, but it was like a very like absurdly high amount,
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, man. But dude, the Mongols were like historic empire, and like there's a lot of history over there,
Mm-hmm.
and And man, a lot of like, I think, a lot of like present day architecture is like inspired by Mongols,
Right.
especially like Islamic arts and Islamic architecture.
Yeah.
Um,
Understand.
there's often like some of the big major influences are like Persian influence.
Yeah.
Oh man, we missed Iran. Like,
Iran.
dude, if Iran things were better there, man, I would definitely go.
It's not too bad. We can do like Shiraz. It's pretty decent. It's not bad.
Honestly, yeah, man. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
But a lot of even the Iranians themselves don't go. Just because it's like the laws are kind of
Yeah.
and the government is kind of
for women, we can make it.
That's true, man. And you're right, man. There are tourists and even backpackers who go there.
Yeah.
I've heard about a lot of people, like it's only American citizens who can't go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. At one point it was just kind of volatile with the whole like the protests and like the instability.
Yeah.
Because everyone was on the street after the girl who got killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Masa Amini.
Oh yeah. I remember the name.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was working with a lot of Persians at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was teaching English as a second language, and most of my students at the time were Persian.
Mm-hmm.
And many of them were like concerned as well, for their like friends and family back home, because the government kind of cracked down on all of the protests, and the I think cracked down on like the internet as well, like
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. I mean, it's just kind of in terms of political stability, it's not in the best place right now.
True.
But I would love to go there, yo. Like, think of how much influence Iran has on South Asian culture,
Yeah.
Like most of the words that we like in Urdu that we use are like have their roots in Persian.
True.
And even architecture and food and like pulao, pulao comes from like from Iran. Most like architecture as well in India like is like Islamic architecture is like Persian inspired, like what am I thinking of, man? Like the minars and stuff, and like the like in the what are they called, man? Imam Baras and Lucknow. Even the Charminar in Hyderabad, and these are all like Persia just has such a huge influence on Urdu that I would love to see like the original the original history.
True. Same. And I was thinking, what do you reckon about like Japan?
I think it's interesting, but it's like I don't know, man. I would feel like kind of like I couldn't live there, like you would always stand out, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree, but like, do you know what really entices me is like the Japanese countryside as well. It's pretty beautiful.
No way, man. I've never seen pictures, but even just Mount Fuji, like I've seen pictures of like Mount Fuji and like the what are those called? Like the cherry blossoms in Japan?
Yeah, cherry blossoms, yeah.
It does look beautiful, but I've never seen any like many pictures of like other country locations.
True, but like I like the simple lifestyle and everything, but it's a very big name among like people who are like really into travel. So I'm not personally sold by it, but it's just something I hear a lot about.
Yeah, man, definitely one that comes up a lot, and it's an interesting place too. Um, but again, it's like I think often it's people who are like really into anime, for example. You know,
Yeah, the
they,
weird kids.
yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude. I mean, but anime is just such a craze, man. I remember Harrison was obsessed with anime.
I was thinking about him. Yeah.
No way, man. Yeah, he comes to mind like right away. Like, remember Avatar and the Last Airbender? You know?
Yeah.
He was just such a fan from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's interesting, but for people like that who are interested in Japanese culture and art,
Yeah.
it's like even martial arts kids, you know, like those who like karate, for example, you know, who are like big fans of the martial art.
Yeah.
Or like samurai movies back in the day, you know, people love those. Unless you have like a niche interest like that, I don't think you would like find Japan that interesting, you know?
Agreed. But
dude, some of their food though is amazing.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's pretty decent.
For sure, man. Like if you've ever had udon,
I haven't, but why have you? What's the story?
Oh, dude, udon. Because like the thing is, man, I love I love like fat noodles. Like I love noodles in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it's like spaghetti or just like Maggi or any kind of noodles, you know.
Right.
But my favorite are like thick noodles. You know, if you've seen those ones.
Yeah.
So udon is like the fat noodle, but it's perfected.
Nice. I like how passionate you are. Yeah, go on.
And dude, the best part is, man, so you know how the Japanese have like the best beef in the world, right?
Yeah.
Everyone agrees that. Wagyu beef is hands down the best kind there is, right?
Yeah.
So the thing with udon is you can get it with any kind of meat you want,
mm-hmm.
but the go-to for like Japanese people is to get udon with beef,
mm-hmm.
and to get it with Wagyu beef.
Nice.
So you have this massive bowl, right? Like this kind of like bowl of soup, and then you have like a thick noodle
mm-hmm.
in the soup,
mm-hmm.
and then there's like Wagyu beef, chunks of Wagyu beef mixed with the fat noodle.
Oh, I'm hungry. I'd do that.
It's amazing, man. Your life will never be the same, you know, because you'll never go back to thin noodles once you've had a thick noodle.
Mm.
And I think the same for like girls as well.
I'm not a fan of thick women, but God.
No way, man.
No. My type is always,
man,
you know, Aishwarya, Alhamdulillah, ke sana.
Nee, वो तो मैं समझ सकता हूँ यार. But no, man, I'm not one to like discriminate. I've been with both, but you know, I'm a fan of both. Like, but there's something about like thick, you know, noodles that is like really really good.
This is not about noodles anymore, is it? But just as you said, you know, I am very much a fan of discrimination. So, मैं मुकम्मल thick women की खिलाफ है.
Yeah, मुझे thick में ना ऐसा एक I would give an example, but I can't give it, man. You like think of, you know,
who? Name one thick, beautiful woman who's famous.
Oh, dude, Jennifer Lopez in her prime, man.
Right, but उतना भी दीवाना नहीं था उसका. I understand what you mean. It's alright.
Bro, हम तो दीवाने थे यार. मतलब even up till like 50, she looks so.
Yeah, Jenny from the Block, the music video with Ben Affleck.
Of course, man.
Yeah, it was always on MTV.
Yeah, exactly, man. That was such a hit too, man. It was a real bop, you know?
You remember the yacht scene? And that was just Ben Affleck. Like, ये बंदे का कोई यार काम नहीं था भाई.
सही में यार, वो भी उस वक्त लीला होता था.
आजकल भी है मगर तब भी था.
पर हाँ ब्रो आपको लटीनास पसंद नहीं है जो काफी थिक वाली होती हैं you know
मुझे पसंद नहीं कभी.
क्योंकि bro she man in her prime was just so fit dude just crazy oh even Beyonce man honestly
Yeah.
but नहीं यार ये Jennifer Lawrence bro
Jennifer Lawrence, white chick, yeah, but
bro कोई होती हैं white बंदियां भी जो they're like thick white girls too you know what I mean बिल्कुल yeah and when they wear like yoga pants or you know leggings it's like seen on होता है you know
yeah sure. मैं तो समझ सकता हूँ भाई मगर मैं साथ नहीं दे सकता
यार शायद इस पे हमारी इख्तिलाफ राय
हाँ यार पहली बार ना like the
ऐसा होता है
the one point of difference we found in all this time is thick women again यार बंदियाँ ही हमें मतलब बर्बाद करने आता है
नहीं बिल्कुल यार क्योंकि मैं दरअसल तजुर्बे से भी कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि मेरा एक तजुर्बा बड़ा यादगार रहा था which was with a half Lebanese girl
what's the other half
and यार उसने बताया था पर मुझे पता नहीं बिल्कुल याद I don't know where she said the other half was from पता नहीं कैसे मैं bro क्योंकि it came up very briefly because bro you know when I met her like she like had a very like super Australian accent right like very like but like a city Australian accent like a posh one so she just sounded like Australian, you know, and she looked kind of, you know,
Arab.
Just like, I don't know, not really Arab even, you know, she just looked like some type of Mediterranean. I thought maybe like Greek or Italian. That's what I thought, you know, but then she told me, I'm actually half Lebanese and half... कुछ कहा था यार और दूसरा मुझे बिल्कुल याद नहीं है क्या कहा था उसने
नहीं यार आप तो आधी सुनी है तो बड़ी बात है
But this Lebanon in Australia there's so many Lebanese people right so it's quite likely to run into someone who's part Lebanese or full Lebanese so it wasn't surprising but then she didn't I don't know she like looked kind of Italian you know that's what I was thinking but then again man a lot of Lebanese folks a lot of Palestinians and Syrians as well they can pass for white sometimes, you know?
Yeah, especially if they, you know, don't have the hair. I think it's easy.
For sure, man. But then, she told me at one point that but she's never been to Lebanon or anything, you know? Like, she grew up in Australia. But someone else, man, you know Chillinette?
Yeah.
Dude, he's half Lebanese.
No way. Doesn't look the part. And dude, by the way, there's a movie called Ali's Wedding, which is an Australian movie, and it's the only Australian movie that I've liked. It's pretty good. I think you like it.
Oh, dude, I think I've seen some scenes from it.
Yeah.
Where seen some scenes.
Nice. Yeah.
Bro, no, it's like isn't it based in Western Sydney?
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, I saw a few scenes from it because my sister really liked that movie and sent me like some clips from YouTube. And I've been meaning to watch it, man, but I never got around to it.
I think it's on Netflix. It's really good. It's proper like very funny, but it's also very it's not too preachy, you know. It's very Australian, very easy going.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing because. You know, the Lebanese in Australia are like they were one of the first immigrant groups in the country.
Yeah.
Like when the country first, like when Australia first opened its gates to immigration, they were like the first wave of immigration that came in. In like the 70s and 80s, you know, it was like so many of them have been there for like 3 generations now. You know. So they've developed kind of like their own like culture of like, you know, it's Lebanese Australian culture.
Yeah.
Like they have their own accent and stuff too, and you know, like, it's like the subculture in Australia, you know. But then many of them are like, depending on where they've grown up, many of them are quite like just white, you know.
Yeah, you don't see much non-Western influence in them.
Exactly, man. Like with this girl, she didn't speak Arabic even. I was like pretty shocked because but I guess if you're half, you know, if you're only half Lebanese, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
But you know, because then both your parents don't speak the same language, right? And they speak English at home.
Yeah.
I can understand, but in general, man, if you're the ones who are like full Lebanese and they've grown up there, they do speak Arabic, you know, and they speak it like well as well.
Right. No, that's nice, man. But how do we get here? Thick women, yeah.
Yeah, thick women in Lebanon.
We started with Japan, thick noodles, thick women, and we got to. How did we get to Australia, man?
The thick women Lebanon or Australia, you people के बीच में.
ये कौन सी मतलब ये spider web? You remember the It's Always Sunny meme with Charlie in front of like the board explaining theories?
Oh my god!
Pins here and there. Yeah, this is us, buddy. Our mind works like that.
It's funny, man, because that's one of my favorite episodes of that show where he's like, and it became a meme too. You know, he's like, Carol. Oh man, and it's the only time I've seen them smoking, like all of them smoking. Is in that scene. He's got a cigarette in his hand. Like they never smoke on the show at anyone other than Dennis. But they're just so stressed out from work, you know, that they're like, they turn into these zombies. But yeah, man, so long story short, she was really thick, right?
Yeah.
And she was this like really hot girl and we like hooked up and उसके बाद यार मेरा भी नजरिया इस पे बदलने लगा था कि I began to appreciate thickness, you know, and like how it can be like just enhance the experience, you know. और हम जहाँ मिले थे, you know, I was staying in like it's like it's called Meriton in Australia. It's like so they have hotels and apartments, like apartment complexes as well as like luxury apartments and hotels. तो मैं वहाँ रुका था यार उस time, you know, and I was in it was like it's in Sydney, but like in a quieter, nicer part of Sydney.
Right.
जो अभी भी मैं बहुत याद करता हूँ वो इलाका सिडनी का बहुत सही है. It's called like Waterloo.
Yeah.
So there's like there's like Zetland and Waterloo. At the time I was staying at Zetland, I think. And so we went to my place, right? And then like the thing is, man, pehle to hum na already we were like breaking the rules, you know, because at that building, man, like security is actually it was Waterloo, man. It wasn't Zetland.
All right.
So in Zetland, and security is very tight because man, it's like a whole like complex, right? Like there are many different apartment buildings in the complex, many like hotel buildings in the complex, many like swimming pools, and naturally there's like some like illegal activity going on in that place, right? Some people will like just rent a place or like even just book a hotel room and they'll be doing all kinds of stuff out of that room, you know, like drugs, prostitution, all kinds of rackets, you know. So at Zetland, that kind of stuff would happen all the time, you know. They would have like crackdowns on that all the time, like police raids and stuff in the apartment building. And like the building security was pretty tight as well. Waterloo as well, a little bit, but less so than Zetland. But still, in Waterloo, they wouldn't allow visitors past like 10. So like I snuck her into the building, or like she snuck into the building. So already we're breaking the rules like late at night and hanging out, you know. और मैंने जूता भी लगाया हुआ है, you know. मैं पूरा mood mein ho. And then like we hooked up, right? And then afterwards she told me that I'm like
half Lebanese.
Half Lebanese.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was like very curious,
Yeah, no wonder you weren't paying attention. It was after, yeah.
But just man, the like my perspective changed, because when I saw her, man, like just wearing like
No, समझे.
what she was
Like I get yeah.
तब से मेरी कमजोरी हो गई bro, like
नहीं मैं एहसास तो समझ सकता हूँ भाई, और मैं मानता हूँ जो आपकी ओपिनियन है, मैं मुकम्मल मानता हूँ. सिर्फ मेरे यार अभी वो एक मतलब बदलने का कोई वजह में दिख नहीं रहा. तो it's alright, like I understand, मुझे वैसे जो आप डिस्क्राइब की वो जो 2000s की मिजाज है वो तो ठीक है. मैं जो आजकल की चल रहा है वो मैं उसकी खिलाफ हूँ. तो उसके अलावा तो बाकी ठीक है भाई, कोई मसला नहीं.
नहीं बात तो सही है. Like I don't find like Kim Kardashian or Nicki Minaj or Cardi B like them attractive. Like वो बहुत fake लगता है यार, बहुत it just looks so like plastic, and you can tell it's not like a real body, it's just like वो तो सही नहीं लगता है, you know what I mean. But I meant like naturally thick women though, man. बड़ा अलग सीन है, you know what I mean.
हाँ समझे भाई. But how we get here? I think I was just looking at like a photograph of the map of the world, and I think we've covered all the areas, so we've got a decent list down. And my opinion is not too many, so I think we have the ability to do a decent amount of time in those ones.
Exactly, man. I think the goal too is like it's not quantity but quality.
Yeah,
like
I hate the people with 20-30 flags on a bag or on their Instagram bio. Like इतना भी दुनिया में उतना खूबसूरत जगह नहीं है भाई.
नहीं सही बात है, and it's about more of like depth of experience. Like if I spend like a year in a place, right, I can experience it more like completely than if I spend just like a week in 10 places,
Yeah. It's not a competition,
But Ireland as well, man. I'd like to check out Ireland too,
yeah.
There's interesting history there as well. And I like how sensible they are as a nation, Like if you look at their lawmakers, they're generally like well-educated people who are like, like you won't find too many like idiots in their parliament,
Yeah.
And as a whole, it's like a very well-educated country, and even on politically, like they're I think a model for how to like run a country,
Yeah, I like it. I'd like to do a few places. I'd like to visit my friends in Ireland, at the very least. But
exactly, man. You've even got friends there. In Cork, right? You mentioned.
Yeah, Cork, Limerick, all places I might have to go to. I don't know if I'll make it back, though.
No, man, you'll be fine. Especially if you've got friends there.
No, that's why I'm scared. I know my friends.
That's hilarious, man. But dude, I remember once we were at like just at a party somewhere on the weekend, right? Like a small thing at one of the dorms, and just go out for a smoke, right? And we met this like guy who's like an exchange student from Ireland, and he was just chatting with us, and I love how like sociable he was. Like maybe it's the alcohol too, but he didn't hesitate to just start up a conversation and just start chatting,
Right.
And just kind of joined the crew. And he was like, yeah, man, once you got to come to Ireland. Like, if you do, I'm going to set you up with an Irish girl. I'm going to set you up with an Irish girl.
Nice.
And a couple of us there were Indian, like me and another friend. So he was like, yeah, man, like, we have a lot in common because both you and I, we hate the English. And some of my friends, if you told them that you're English, they would probably beat the shit out of you.
Nice.
But yeah, man, he actually said that. I think he was like, if some of his friends, like, they really hate the English with a passion, because of their history with the country and everything.
I've seen this as well. Yeah, they absolutely despise them.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. And they're the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
The football team.
Yeah.
A lot of their supporters were like the IRA were among their like many supporters.
Yeah.
So back then, like, being a Celtics fan was a way of like expressing support for the IRA. Like a lot of people like who were super like pro Irish Republican and like Irish separation, Irish nationalism. They supported the Celtics, as a football team.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's just sad to see like politics, sectarianism, those things infiltrate sports as well,
Yeah, but like sports, especially professional sport, is no longer pure, there's too many elements to it. Even I'm against sports betting as well. Like, I don't like how commonplace it's. I really like. You remember the time when it wasn't a thing in cricket, और आजकल सिर्फ वो चल रहा है, तो I'm not really, मैं उसकी भी खिलाफ हूँ.
And the amount of money there is in it, I think when we hear about fixing as well, it's directly linked to how profitable betting is, and how much money there is to be made from like making bets like that. क्योंकि कितने लोग इसमें पकड़े गए हैं, मतलब Shrikant एक boy ऐसा था जिसने he put Kerala on the map,
Yeah, बंदा तो काफी मशहूर है.
और क्योंकि यार सही में, before him there was one guy and he was in the team for some time, but Kurvila, the bowler, yeah, dude, he was in that cricket game too. Dude, the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah, I hated the songs from that one, man. I hated the songs.
That's crazy. The Brian Lara game too, It was, oh man, it's crazy. We played the same exact games growing up, but एक Kurvila होता था एक ज़माने में, and then but he wasn't. He didn't have a very successful career.
No.
But then when Shrikant came in, man, he was like a staple in the team. Like he would always bowl.
Yeah.
And even he fell for this whole spot fixing thing.
True. It's pretty sad. But like.
Oh yeah. Mohammad Asif और आमिर का तो बड़ा अफसोस होता है.
आसिफ की बात करने जा रहा था अभी. That is one. That is a bowler that I love to watch.
Same, man. Both of them, honestly, Asif and Amir दोनों ना.
खूबसूरत था उनकी bowling.
बहुत कमाल यार. एक बार ना मुझे याद है आसिफ ने तेंदुलकर को आउट किया था. और जो डिलीवरी दी थी यार, I mean, he just did not see it coming,
Absolutely. He's so hard to face, man.
बिल्कुल. और मोहम्मद आमिर तो यार बेचारा, he was only like 17 when he joined, when he came in the team. And it's just he did such dumb thing by like going with these guys, like he literally just started his career. And was so lucky, man. Like, imagine being a 17-year-old and playing for like the Pakistani national team,
And getting kicked out,
Yeah, the same year, man. It's just so stupid, dude. Like you're playing alongside some of the world's greatest players, like guys like at the time there was Salman Bart, Shahid Fridi, Inzamam, all of these guys, you know. मतलब या वर्ल्ड के जैसे टॉप बैट्समैन के साथ आप लोग टॉप बैट्समैन और टॉप बॉलर्स के साथ भी ना के साथ आप खेल रहे हो आपको और ऐसा मौका आपने बेंचो हक दिया ब्रो
बेशक
नहीं यार बेचारे ने you know but then he came back after 5 years because he was still like young you know but फिर भी 5 years is a lot of time man I mean we're making 5-year plans you know that's how long a time it is
true
but यार बड़ा यार पता ही नहीं चला 5 घंटे कहाँ हो गए पर आप क्या वक्त हो रहा है अभी
11:30
ना करें यार आपने सुना नहीं अभी
यार एपिसोड तो बाकी है कोई मसला नहीं तो बताए क्या बात करें
नहीं जैसे आपकी मर्जी यार हम तो फारिग हैं और हमारे यहाँ तो बस 3:30 हो रहे हैं तो मेरा तो पूरा दिन बाकी है पर आप जब आपने जाना बताएं यार बेशक तो पर यार प्लान से याद आया तो ट्रैवल का यार मैंने 30s में अभी कुछ महीने में I'm turning 30 right तो मैं तो चाहता हूँ यार इस पे जल्द से जल्द अमल करूँ कि I go somewhere and I live there I like you know travel there best case scenario और ये ना मतलब किया जा सकता है especially once I'm like settled here you must have heard of a working holiday visa right तो कोई countries तो ऐसी हैं जहाँ मैं working holiday भी कर सकता हूँ you know like if it were say Australia for example because Canada and Australia have an agreement under the Commonwealth कि वहाँ के लोग यहाँ के they can get a working holiday visa so it allows them to travel and work at the same time so you could get like a 1-year visa and like for that 1 year you can stay here and you have the right to work full time and you can travel freely in the country you know तो अगर आप कुछ नहीं भी कर रहे हो तो आप मतलब चिल भी कर सकते हो बताया जैसे ऐसे भी लौंडे होते थे जो you know people would do this I mean I wouldn't probably because I would be doing I prefer to go for like a skill job but ऐसे लौंडे होते थे जो they would come from France to Australia right because France and Australia also have a working holiday agreement so these would be French guys in Australia and they're on a working holiday visa but then they wouldn't be doing any like formal job you know they would be working like cash jobs under the table where they're getting paid under the table and just those kinds of jobs you know and so basically you can do anything like on that 1-year visa like no one's monitoring like what you're doing in your time there तो आप अगर चाहो तो आराम से travel भी कर सकते हो and you can work like as much as you need to और उससे अगर ज़्यादा आपने काम नहीं करना तो you can just be like no man I'm just gonna chill you know
it's a very convenient way of giving out visas I agree with it
yeah man and it's mostly like limited to
white people
to like Western exactly man वही सीन है you know तो मेरे काफी जो French दोस्त भी बने थे that's how I met them even Italian friends who were they were in the country on like working holiday visa
nice
so they were they were mostly like backpackers you know and you would see the other way around as well like here in Canada if you go out to like close to Vancouver and if you go to like resort towns in that area all the people working there are like Australian yeah because they come here for their working holiday you know तो ये सीन भी बना सकते हैं for those countries you know like I think that would be the best way to do it I'll have to see if Canada and France have some kind of agreement like that
should be
I would hope so, man, because, you know, I think...
इतनी गहरी ताल्लुकात है उनके
बाकी हाँ, क्योंकि क्वेबेक के साथ तो उनके काफ़ी रहते हैं ताल्लुकात. So hopefully, I think there is some kind of, like, you know, program there. Agar wo hua to, yeah, France would be perfect to go to under that, you know, because if I go on a tourist visa, man, it's only 3 months, and I don't think 3 months is enough for a place that I've, like, dreamt of like living in, you know.
Yeah.
But I need a couple sources of income, have like a portfolio, a bigger portfolio where I can live off of it, you know, and just have some like, you know, some kind of skill where I can work from home. I think that's like the goal for me, is like to develop those skills. Or right now I can even teach English online, you know, since some students would want to learn it on like Zoom or on Teams.
Yeah, it's a decent proposal. काम कर सकते हैं.
हाँ bro, बस उम्मीद है कि इस रास्ते में जाएं, क्योंकि I'm telling you, man, I'm someone who gets bored of a place so quickly. मैं अभी से यार 2 ही साल हुए हैं यहाँ, और अभी से मैं सोच रहा हूँ where to go next, you know.
And 2 साल काफी है भाई.
नहीं, बिल्कुल यार. Sometimes it can feel like a lot, and especially if you're someone who likes change, you know, like likes a change of scenery or change of setting, and it's I really crave that sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But शुरुआत तो Quebec से करेंगे यार. I wanna live in like the countryside of Quebec, and also in Montreal, you know. It's a nice city. But only in the summer, you know. Winter में मैं निकल जाऊँगा यहाँ से, शायद Australia, I'll go there, you know.
Yeah. And Australia, because it's in the southern hemisphere, you know. You've got the opposite climates going on.
That's exactly it, man. You got it. In December, when it's cold here, it'll be the perfect time to be there.
Yeah.
But हाँ bro, ये उम्मीद है कि I actually do some of these, because कई बार ऐसा होता है कि I make these big, I have these grandiose plans in my head, but आखिर में लन कुछ होता है, you know.
जिंदगी ऐसे ही है भाई.
बिल्कुल यार. तो इस बार मेरी उम्मीद है कि, you know, they do materialize, and I'm able to, like, you know, finally do some of these things.
Should be. I hope that's the case, you know. It's not too much to ask for.
नहीं यार, वाकई it's doable now, you know. I think we're in a position where we're stable enough where we can do this, you know.
Yeah, 100%. वो वक्त भी आ गया.
वाकई मैं तो सोच रहा हूँ कि कुछ महीने में I think I'll have the stability to, like, you know, to do these things.
हाँ यार, मैं और एक और, मतलब ये तो अब जानता हूँ, but don't put too much of a tag on the search, you know. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. उससे पहले करना है, उसकी बात करना है, कोई मसला नहीं, आपकी मर्जी.
नहीं, आपकी बात सही है, क्योंकि it's just psychological, you know, when you think about it. In fact, you know, this might be an unpopular opinion. I think it is an unpopular opinion. But when you think about centuries in cricket, right? It's honestly just like what's really the difference between scoring 100 and scoring 99? You know?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It's just completely psychological, right?
I agree, yeah.
But if you get out for 99, man, everyone would be pissed, you know? They would be like, "Meri century reh gayi," you know? But if you think of purely in terms of what has their contribution to the team been, the difference between 99 and 100 is like negligible, you know? So a lot of these things, man, in life, unfortunately, we have like this bias towards whole numbers, or like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we kind of have this bias in how we think about numbers and like the way we think of them as milestones. It's just like a psychological bias that we have in favor of, certain kinds of numbers. And unfortunately, man, 30 is like kind of one that's become very like associated with, like what can you say, man? Midlife crisis and shit, like that's when it starts to set in. But मुझे नहीं लगता. I do think that it's more about how like young you feel,
I think you've still got the physique to backpack, for NEA. I think
easily, man, easily.
Yeah.
आप तो आराम से कर लोगे, bro. You'll be able to do it in your sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
But नहीं यार, ये इस पे करना होगा हमें, when we like when we get the chance.
हाँ यार कि chance भी कभी खुद बनाना पड़ता है.
ये तो है यार, you gotta sometimes you gotta make time for it and really take a step back from everything, to do something that you've been planning for a long time. But yeah, man, I think there's a lot for you to explore there too, like just with like some things that you specifically would love, like with since you're really into watches, man, like Switzerland would be like a paradise, bro. Hello? Hello?